Hello, this is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com, here to talk to you about a new recording of Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony, coupled with the Double Concerto for Clarinet and Bassoon by Jonathan Leshnoff, featuring Manfred Honeck conducting the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra on reference recordings. Now, anybody who knows me and reads my reviews knows that I think that Honeck and the Pittsburgh Symphony are one of the greatest combinations in all of classical music today. Their recordings have been almost uniformly stunning, and I say almost because I hate to say it, but this one is not. But first, let's talk about the good news. Jonathan Leshnoff, a contemporary composer who writes beautiful, attractive, intelligent, accessible music, has composed this wonderful double concerto for clarinet and bassoon. It's melodic. It's so smartly structured. It begins with a wonderfully lyrical slow movement. Then there's a perky little scherzo and a lively finale. So, let's face it, a double concerto for wind instruments in the usual fast, slow, fast kind of form might not be too interesting. But this way, you have the long lyrical lines initially, giving the soloists a chance to sing, both singly and together. Then they play around a little bit in the middle movement, which is less than 3 minutes long. And then in the finale, they just have a great time together, and so do we. It's an absolutely beautiful work, masterfully conceived, and the playing is astonishing because the soloists are great. They are, let's see, here's the booklet. Wait a minute, let's just look at the track listing. Oh, there is no track listing. Wait, it's on the back. Here it is on the back. The soloists are, oh, they're not mentioned. Maybe on the back of the CD. Not there either. Their notes are very good, by the way. There's a lot of very interesting information here. But it would really help guys to identify their performers. It turns out when you go to biographies, wait a minute, there are biographies in the back, way in the back. Here we have them, finally. Bassoonist Nancy Guris and clarinetist Michael Rusinek. And if I have not pronounced your names correctly, I apologize. You both play magnificently. That's Nancy Guris on bassoon, Michael Rusinek clarinet. They deserve top billing here, guys. They're terrific musicians, and they play gorgeously in this superb double concerto by Jonathan Leshnoff. Now for the bad news. The main item, Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony. What is it about Tchaikovsky that encourages conductors to be on their worst behavior? Now, Honeck he's really a brilliant conductor. And usually his interventionist tendencies always serve the music. He diddles orchestration now and again. He adds cute little parts to, fiddles with tempos. And the accelerations at the end of the first movement and finale of the Fourth Symphony, they're great. They make perfect sense. I'm totally on board. It's as exciting as hell. But otherwise, my God, he looks at the dynamics. This is like Fantasia on the dynamics of Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony. These are not just suggestions. Sort of like casual suggestions. Tchaikovsky's very careful the way he notates dynamics, but Honeck, he just plays around with the music constantly, and it's so annoying. And it usually plays with it in the same way. That's what makes it so annoying, because it becomes predictable. What he does is, the music could be, rocking along at full volume. Then all of a sudden, he'll make a sudden diminuendo and bring it back up to forte or fortissimo. And he does this over and over and over in practically every single movement, especially in the first movement, which is such a pity because his pacing is terrific. Usually the first subject is too slow, and it relaxes even more for the second subject. Honeck keeps it moving. He knows where the music's going, but this constant pulling the rug out from under it dynamically compromises the whole thing. I mean, the development section works itself up to this enormous head of steam, leading to this cataclysmic moment of recapitulation, right? Well, here, I mean, even with the fake timpani crescendo that Tchaikovsky didn't write, it just doesn't amount to anything. Why? Because it hasn't accumulated sufficient momentum and energy to make that moment the apocalypse that it's supposed to be. I don't even know, how to begin to describe how disappointing this is to me, because I expect the very, very best from these people. Pittsburgh plays like gods. They are the most gorgeous orchestra, and they can do absolutely anything that Honeck asks them to, and they do everything he asks them to. Maybe that's part of the problem. I mean, I just have to make a personal plea to Maestro Honeck. Do not become one of those annoying micromanagers who just messes with music because you can. It's happened time and time again. It happened to Claudio Abbado. It's happening to Osmo Venska. Do not be one of them. You are too talented and too smart for that. The orchestra is so great. You don't need to second guess Tchaikovsky when it comes to where he puts his fortes and fortissimos and pianos at virtually every point. He knew what he was doing. Trust him. Trust him. You need to give your best effort in realizing what he wrote. That's it. That's all there is to it. I really look forward to every single release from this group, and I can't tell you what a disappointment this has been. Not because it's bad. The playing is superb. I mean, it's a tremendous realization of Honeck's vision. But his vision is not necessarily Tchaikovsky's vision, at least not in this case. And if I have to choose between the two, sorry, Maestro Honeck, I'll take Tchaikovsky any day. Keep on listening, folks, and thank you very much.